Alright, so check this out. So there's a CIA analyst that discovers UFO base in Alaska. Are we really getting closer to the truth? Are we ever gonna find about this in our lifetimes? Ladies and gentlemen, this is the type of content we do on the channel. If you're a free thinker, I would like to invite you to subscribe, drop a thumbs up, and let's check this video out.
Historically, there has been a lot of UFO sightings around the Aleutian Islands, and there are 57 volcanoes throughout the Aleutian Islands. And it seems that some of these volcanoes have some very peculiar activity around them.
But east of the Aleutian Islands is a large area that has become even more notorious for strange phenomena. It is called the Alaska Triangle.
The Alaska Triangle is an area roughly
North Pole and South Poles has always been the hot topics of mystery, right? Antarctica, you cannot visit. Alaska is, you can, but it's just, you hear a lot of these stories.
between Anchorage, Juneau, and Barrow, Alaska, more or less running along the border of the Canadian territories and the state of Alaska.
The Alaska Triangle can be likened to the Bermuda Triangle, where really strange things happen, seemingly without explanation.
Within this region of anomalous activity stands Mount Hayes, one of Alaska's tallest peaks, and a place where UFO sightings are reported with great frequency.
Many people have seen UFOs, flying saucers, strange lights flying in and around Mount Hayes. Now, there's no road that can go up there. The only way to get to Mount Hayes is to actually fly there, which most people don't do.
Yeah.
So what are these craft?
See what I was saying? It's like Antarctica. You cannot visit Antarctica. Am I wrong? Probably am. But you cannot, right? Alaska, this area, you can go to Alaska, but these areas you just cannot be there. You need to be in a plane, and chances are how many of you are gonna have planes, right? How many of you are gonna be able to do that? Probably, I'm assuming 0.00001%. And even then, and even if you can, would you really wanna? Probably not. Are you really gonna? Probably not.
That are flying around Mount Hayes.
For decades, eyewitness testimony was the only evidence to support the notion that Mount Hayes was a UFO hotspot. But in 1995, declassified documents revealed that Mount Hayes featured prominently in a top-secret government project called Stargate.
Researchers were looking through CIA documents, and they found evidence of a project underneath Mount Hayes. And they say they saw written in these records that it was actually an alien underground base in this area.
Researchers were astounded to find a reference to an
Personnel associated ET base have run into 3 types of entities associated with locations within the solar system. 3 entities, right? Damn, that is truly wild, because there are so many underground bases. Some of them are classified. Most of them, in fact, are classified. Some of them, you may know where they are, but some of them would be truly hidden. I would like to believe that there's probably a lot of different government military bases all around the globe, all around the world, that are probably not on the map, that no one knows. Maybe there are houses on top. Maybe it's like a normal city on top. Just everything looking normal, but underground, you do not know what's going on, right?
Extraterrestrial base in official CIA documents. And just as intriguing is how this information was obtained. According to the declassified documents, the existence of an alien base beneath Mount Hayes was gleaned from a top-secret experimental investigation technique used by Project Stargate.
Remote
a technique
viewing.
called remote viewing.
Bro, this is absolutely insane. This is truly mind-boggling. I want to know what you think on the remote viewing. Those of you that do not know, to summarize this real quick, remote viewing is essentially, the idea is that I can be sitting here, right, and I can remote view different city, different location. I can go inside someone's house in my mind and see what's happening there, and I can remote view on a moon, because apparently that is claimed somebody actually did that. Man, this is truly it's fascinating. Somebody was working with CIA. He did remote viewing for them, and he was basically sitting on planet Earth and was able to see what was happening on the dark side of the moon. Truly is fascinating. If you heard about it, I want to know your thoughts. If you never heard about it, this might sound like Chinese to you. You're like, nah, that's impossible. And truly, if you gotta be skeptical on stuff like that, man. You gotta be skeptical. I want to know your thoughts on it. Believe it, don't believe it.
Remote viewing was used by the CIA all during the Cold War, and this is really a psychic projection technique where from one location, the remote viewer can look into a different place on the Earth's surface, is able to project his vision there and able to see what is going on.
Project Stargate had a specific purpose of using remote viewers, quite literally psychic spies, to find...
CIA experimented with psychic spies. Line that psychics had provided the name of the city and the building where the Red Brigades. Yeah, they actually tested having multiple different remote viewers, and they were giving them tests, right? They would have certain things at specific areas, and they would make sure that these remote viewers, these people that were able to remote view, they would make sure that these people wouldn't have seen those things in real life, and they would make them do this remote viewing, and basically CIA would be like, okay, so tell us what you saw, right? And if those remote viewers would tell them, okay, so this is what I saw, this was what I saw, this is what I saw, and if the CIA is like, okay, well, yep, we had these things placed there, and you accurately told us, you accurately described everything that we had placed there, then they would go on like the next step, which would be doing different kind of I mean, listen, I don't have the answers. These are kind of like the stories you hear, right?
Information on what the Soviets were up to.
I'm trying to...
The most famous remote viewer to come out of the Star...
Patrick Price on 26. What? I'm just a guy like you. I'm just trying to search their truth, guys.
Stargate project was a man named Pat Price. Price was the first to report.
CIA analyst discovers an alien base under Mount Hayes, Alaska. Okay, this is something that I was not aware of. I heard the story of doing it on Moon. Somebody would claim to have done it on Moon.
What he believed to be an alien base under Mount Hayes.
He would sit down and draw what he sees, and he was deadly accurate on his predictions. One time, Pat Price remote viewed Mount Hayes and saw that there was structures that were under the mountain, tubes, tunnels, and he was intrigued by that, so he went deeper.
Pat Price saw within Mount Hayes what...
Man, that truly, it feels like that we are watching a plot unfold of like a Marvel movie, man. That is absolutely insane, though. And I'll tell you this, man, this is gonna blow your mind if you never really paid attention. You know the movie Thor, right? Pay attention. The first time I watched Thor, my homies in real life, they recommended me, my friends in real life, they were like, okay, you gotta watch the MCU, man, you're gonna love it, you gotta get in on it. I was like, okay, sure, I'll check it out. The first time I watched that first Thor movie, whenever Thor would leave planet Earth and he would go, he would be like, okay, he would do that sign, I forgot the name, that would open the portal for Thor. He would do this and he will fly away. Whenever he would leave Earth, he would leave a mark behind. And you wanna know what? The first time I saw that, I was mind blown. The mark was basically the crop circle, essentially. And you know, if you heard about crop circles, if you are aware of them, crop circles are essentially a myth, a story. We hear these stories. I like to believe them. Basically, the crop circles are made by the UFOs. Whenever a UFO would land, if they decide to and if they want to, they can leave a marking. And the designs are truly pristine, truly fascinating, something that you cannot do that with human hand or human technology. Maybe with human technology, yes, but it would take a lot of time. There have been so many different stories, so many different instances where half an hour ago there was plain grass and half hour later crop circles, just crazy circle with so much detail that is just impossible for a human to do, to make, even with technology that we possess today.
He described as geographical instrumentation. He saw computers. He also described these strange humanoid creatures that were within the mountain. And they were working alongside human personnel, which he
2 types of entities, okay.
He believed were military personnel.
Price began to fear that he had seen something he wasn't supposed to see.
Is this the moon one? Please be the moon one.
And told friends that his remote viewing of the secret base under Mount Hayes had put him in grave danger.
Okay, it's different.
In Las Vegas, just as he checked in to the Stardust, somebody deliberately bumped into him and he felt a sharp pain in his leg. And that evening he started to feel unwell, and the following morning he had convulsions and he died.
Damn! Holy!
What's really strange about Pat Price's death is that the hospital didn't even notify the wife, and they had him cremated.
What?
I think it is.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Fair and reasonable to ask the question if Pat Price's mysterious death does not enter into a long lineage of similar tragic deaths of people that are whistleblowers, or are stepping out of line and saying things they shouldn't say about things they have witnessed or know about.
True. Guys, they don't want you seeing this. Click on this video on the screen. This is truly fascinating stuff, man. Let me know your thoughts as well, for sure, and I'll see you right there, guys.